serum in your ear. No more lies, no fear. Tory bringing it clear. Good Trump shifting gears. Podcast like this flames. Spitting truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man. Real talk, no games. Truth serum, truth serum, truth serum. We living it, we bring it in. Truth serum, truth serum. Breaking all the lies again.
What is going on, everybody? This is your boy, the good one, the good Trump, the good Tory, whatever you know me as, and welcome back to Truth Serum. And I have a familiar guest, but some of you don't know. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Becky, and I live in Winter Garden. And Tori and I met in a singles group. I think you came to my birthday party.
I did. You didn't know me from Adam, and you gave me an invite.
Yeah, that's just how I am. I invite everybody, especially birthday parties. They're my favorite.
It was fun. It was the first time I was there. My friend came from out of town, and she enjoyed herself. So that's how I first met you in person.
It was an ugly sweater. I remember your ugly sweater.
Yeah. Man, we were so excited. I had ordered my ugly sweater the day before off of Amazon. I was like, I hope it gets here, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have a pretty sweater.
Yeah, no, that's the best. I like to see everyone's ugly sweaters, especially being around Christmas. I was talking to somebody, I don't even know how that got started, like why we do that, but it is interesting because you literally, like you said, look for an ugly sweater and not a pretty sweater.
Right. And it was fun. First time I was there, I haven't been back there since. I have to go back.
Yeah, we try to go once a month. So we're having one after Valentine's Day, it's just fun. We went for somebody in the group had their birthday party there. We just went there the other day.
Oh, nice. Okay. Has it changed or is it the same?
It's the same. I mean, it wasn't as busy, but it was busy. I went a few weeks ago. It was super busy. It was like packed. There was people. Oh, the conferences are going on right now in Orlando. So they were all there partying.
Okay. I'm gonna have to, because the big spot now is the Point. This time last year, the Point was nothing. It was nobody was there. No, the Point was just dead. And then now we all go to the Point. That's the hangout.
The Point is the best. The Shark Bar and PBR. Have you rode the bull yet?
I was going to ask you that. No, I haven't, and I don't think I will.
So I did ride it like a few months ago, and then I rode the one in Nashville, and I swear the bulls are different sizes, so the one in Nashville is harder to get up on. But I actually fell and fractured my wrist. It's better now, but I can't go in the bull quite yet. So
is that how you fractured your wrist on the bull?
No, I fell down the stairs.
You fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you fall down the stairs? Were you like you didn't see a steps? Did you trip over a toy?
I was running with a friend holding hands, and then she just decided she didn't want to run anymore and let go, and I just fell, and then I ended up fracturing my wrist. So I just got the cast off and started OT.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've never fractured anything. So I'm about to ask a stupid question. Does it hurt?
It hurts. So when it's fractured because of the bruising, but then it has this throbbing pain when you are sleeping and stuff. So that's how I knew. I had actually fractured this wrist before falling too. That time it was at a beach, so I guess I have to be careful when I walk.
The same wrist?
The same wrist, different spots, but same wrist, yeah.
Wow, okay. We about to get just closer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring you on because this is Entrepreneur Month. So I'm speaking to a lot of entrepreneurs here in Orlando. We did this before, but unfortunately it was dark. It came out dark and everything. I'm a perfectionist, so it has to come out right. So this time I made sure. Okay, I made sure that we're good, and we are good. We got the TV in front this time.
Yeah.
Everything looks good. So now what I like to do is the reverse thing. I want to start out now, go back in the past, and then come back up to the future. So what is, as the people just saw, Wandermore with Becky. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it used to be called Queen of the Hearts because I was married. And my whole blog and everything was about life with your husband. And then I have 2 amazing kids. And it was all about dating and family time. And then when I got divorced, obviously I'm no longer Queen of the Hearts. And so I had to think of a new name. And I came up with Wandermore with Becky because I like to travel. And so the Wandermore, it's like, where in the world is Becky? And then it's all about life after divorce. So I went from being married for 14 years to being single and adapting, going through all the different grieving, the stages. And so that is where the name came from.
Okay. So Wonder, and of course you have a podcast coming out.
Yeah.
Is it already out or is it coming out?
It is already out. So it's Wandermore with Becky, Life After Divorce. And I had originally started it off as a blog. And that's been 3 years now. And so I still blog. But now it's more the podcast and sharing my story, the dating, all of that good stuff, the traveling.
Gotcha. How long have you been in Orlando where you have, well, you're from, well, let's just do that. We're going back now. So when did you move to Orlando?
So I first moved to Orlando back in 2006. I did my internship in Orlando in event planning, got my bachelor's from Central Michigan, fire up chips. And then I worked at a resort here, and then I decided to stay, and I moved into a little cute place in Kissimmee. And then I started working for an event planning company. I was there for 2 years, and then I got really homesick. We didn't have social media like we have now, so it was really hard to meet people. And I decided to move back to Michigan. And so then I moved back to Michigan, which is where I'm not from, but that's where I spent a majority of my time. And then I met Mr. Right at the time, got married, had my first child with him, and then I had told him I made a mistake and moved back to Florida. And we have this like joke that we try to hit like all of the cities. We went to like Tampa, then Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, down to Davenport, to Point Siena, and now I'm in Winter Garden. So, yeah.
All right. So came down here. You met Mr. Right down here?
No, I met Mr. Right back in Michigan, and then
And then you came down.
yeah,
Okay, so you were married when you came down.
the second time. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, why did you decide to come to Orlando? You moved down here, we got that, but why? Why leave Michigan?
Well, first of all, the cold.
Of course, yeah.
It's so cold. I'm not a cold girl. Like, we just had our fake winter, and like everyone's like loving it. They're like wearing sweatshirts and all that. But I was like ready for it to be back to the sun. I was so excited to see the sun the other day. But I also love, I'm big into event planning, and this was obviously the place to go for that. So that's why I came here. I had actually wanted to end up in Daytona, and that's where I applied for my internship at the time, but they didn't have anything. So they had told me to apply for the job I did. And then that's honestly why I moved here. And then the second time, it was the same thing. I just was so miserable in the cold, and I just told him I made a mistake. And I told him either Florida, Arizona, or Texas was where I wanted to go.
Now, great thing. Were you working when you moved down here?
So I actually quit working. I worked for the government for 7 years. I couldn't get a transfer, and I decided to raise my son. He was 2 at the time we moved down here. I took some time off, but then I went back to work and started working as a school secretary until he turned 5. Then I thought I was gonna start my career, but then I found out I was pregnant with our second one, and then I took off 7 years to raise her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I moved down here, 2023, I saw that it took 2 pay cycles. When I saw that first pay cycle where they weren't taking any state taxes out, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, oh my God, did I do overtime this week? It was heaven. You know what I'm saying? So here, I think Texas, I briefly considered Texas.
I love Texas. It still has my heart.
Charles, why here? What made you choose this over Texas?
Well, my family wanted to live in Florida, so my parents, we actually had like a plan of when we were all going to move down, but we moved early. But so my parents live here, my brother lives here, so it was kind of like the family.
Family thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And of course, Disney World.
I have passes to all the parks, Disney World, Universal.
I've been down here almost 2 years now. I have never in my life haven't been to Disney World.
Wait, you've never in your entire life?
Never.
No way. That's not possible.
It's possible.
I've been to Disney World like 1,000 times.
I've been to Universal 1,000 times.
I've been to Universal 1,000 times, but like I worked for the Mouse for 4 years.
Wow.
So, but now I have a pass. My kids don't even have a pass. I just go without them.
See, they go in school and you go to
Yeah,
Disney.
I wish that was the case.
See?
No, but like this weekend they were at their dad's and we had day drinking and fun at Disney.
Does Epcot still have their drinking around?
Yeah, they have drinking around the world.
I gotta go. Now it's a necessity.
You have to go. You have to do Epcot. You have to do it right. So you have to go to Animal Kingdom during the day.
Okay.
Then you go to another park. And then like Magic Kingdom, you could spend all day there because you haven't been. And then Hollywood, same thing. But Animal Kingdom and Epcot are really half days. People do spend all day, but you live here, so you need to go.
Yeah, and I work from home, so I could just take off a day.
Yeah.
And just go. I'd rather go during the week than go on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be crowded either way, but I'm guessing it's less crowded in the
Right
week,
now,
right?
it's really crowded because of the food and art Epcot has going on right now. So it's really, but this is like the time you want to go because they have different places that aren't usually there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to get my Disney pass by
You
the
need
end
to
of the
get your
month.
Disney pass, and we'll be you're like a Disney virgin. So
I am.
yeah, we're gonna get you a pin, and we're gonna make it a field trip.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm down for it. Like, I want to. Yeah. And look, you pop my Disney cherry.
Yeah.
You know.
It will be fun, and like I said, there's like different Facebook groups who are like Disney lovers as adults and stuff, and they're always posting. We're going. Yeah.
Okay. So you were born in Michigan, right?
No,
You weren't born in Michigan. Where were you born?
I was born in Japan.
Japan.
My parents were in the Navy.
So does that make you have natural citizenship in Japan?
No, because we were born in a Navy.
Oh,
I just have U.S. But it is funny because whenever I go to cruise before I got my passport, it says born abroad, and like no one understands that, so they always call for CBP, and then they come over and tell me I'm good.
Shit.
Yeah, and so it's like so funny because
Especially now. Oh yeah, you know they're going.
well, you know it's funny because I don't know if you even know this, but I used to be a dispatcher for the Border Patrol.
You were?
Yeah, that was my government job. So that's what's funny is that I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
So whenever they took it, I would just be like, my kids were like, oh, she's going to get in trouble. And I'm like, it's fine. They're going to come right back. So
Wow. This is a small world.
yeah, I was on Border Wars, not as a criminal, as the dispatcher.
I'm
Yeah.
about to say because we don't need nobody knocking at the door right now.
No, I was a dispatcher.
They're going hard right now. I'm telling you right now. So so you're born in Japan, and how long did you stay there, and where did you go next?
We stayed there for 5 years. Both my brother and I were born. And then our first trip to America was to California. But then we spent some time in Pensacola, Maryland. I lived in Scotland. So we lived in Virginia, West Virginia. And then, I don't know why, but my dad was stationed to go to West Virginia to finish, and my mom decided to move to Michigan. So that's how I ended up there. So
Okay, what part?
Macomb, so right outside of Detroit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you are a Lions and a Pistons fan, I'm guessing?
So I did grow up a Lions fan. Yes, we were there when they lost and broke our heart, and then we were here this year when they
I was going to say.
broke our heart. But yeah, I was a Pistons fan when there was like I'm trying to think now of their names, like Big Wallace, all of them.
Bill
Like
Wallace,
they were.
Yep, Richard Hamilton.
Yeah, so I did grow up. So it's a funny story. I actually grew up like really into football and pro basketball. I didn't watch college football, college basketball, any of like that. And then when I met my ex-husband, he didn't like pro basketball, but he followed college basketball, and then we followed football together. And so I stopped watching basketball, and I just got back into it the last 2 years now that I'm divorced. So I don't even know half the players now.
Gotcha. So Michigan is basically where you call home.
Yeah.
And then how was the schools? And then you went to college in Michigan too?
That's where I got my undergrad, yes.
Okay. And what was it?
In event planning.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you're quite the event planner. You got her Facebook page. You see the
Thank
event she
you.
plans. It's you put a lot into it. It's not just, hey, look at me, I got an event. Hey, you actually put a lot into your events, and I like that.
Yeah.
So when you were in school, tell me a little bit about the college experience.
My college,
And I know you get into this on your podcast, but just give us a
it's
little
okay.
taste.
Yeah.
A little taste.
So I first it's actually funny. I actually went to public school most of my life, and then I had a really rough childhood, and I didn't like my school, and so I transferred to a private school. I actually really got into the Christianity and was really into church, missionary, Bible studies, all of that. I was even voted Christian of the Year at my school. It's a thing. Yeah. And so I really went off to college. I actually went to Concordia University in Michigan for a year, and then I was going to be a Lutheran school teacher. That's what I thought I was going to be. And so I started going there, and then no offense to anybody, but that was my first time away from my parents, my first time being alone without any rules. So it was an experience of its own. And I realized there was a whole different world that I was sheltered to.
Yeah.
And so then I decided I didn't want to be a teacher anymore, especially a Lutheran teacher. So then I went to a community college for a year, figured out life, and then I moved to Central Michigan, where I always joke there's not a whole lot to do there. There's either drinking or gambling, if you've ever been there. And so I named myself a bar star. And so I went from like Christian of the Year to bar star. So
Hold on. You got to explain this to me. Christian of the Year to bar star in 1 year?
3 years. 3 years.
So how many years were you Christian of the Year?
Just my senior year of high school.
Oh, so senior year, you was like, effing, I'm having fun. And the rest of the time, it was good girl.
So my sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school, I was the goody. I didn't get invited to any parties. No one, they were like, oh, the goody is here. I was like goody in high school.
Okay.
So then when I went to college, then it was different. I remember having my first Smirnoff Ice.
Oh,
And
no.
I got drunk off that, and I was rolling on this guy's floor singing I'm a Smooth Criminal, because I took an AWW cup from A&W. And I was singing, and they were laughing so hard at me, because I was 20 years old, hadn't even had any drop of alcohol in my life.
Wow.
And so then when I stayed in Ann Arbor for 2 years, so freshman year of college, sophomore year, and then I transferred to finish at Central Michigan, and then that's when I became the bar star.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you finished. You know what I'm saying?
No, I did graduate. I got my bachelor's. I did graduate. I even made the dean's list.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm still smart.
Hey, look, you have the event, and you're doing a hell of a job with that. Look at the Facebook. As a matter of fact, we're going to get into that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring it back up to the present and talk about what you're doing now, what you plan on doing, and talk about some of the other things that you got your hands into, because you got your hands in everything. You know what I'm saying? So we got to talk about all of that. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
C. 2004 to 2009. An indie wrestling group made headwaves in DC, Maryland, and Delaware. It was called Zero Underground.
And now it officially returns, this time in Orlando, Florida. Zero Underground returns spring 2025. And now, back to Truth Serum.
All right, we are back, and matter of fact, maybe I need to disconnect because it's not going to sound right hearing ourselves. Back on True Serum, I am here with the beautiful Miss Becky. Now, what do you like to be called? Just Becky, Wandermore Becky, or what? What is it? You have a stage name?
So you haven't heard the joke about my fake name?
No, I haven't. What
Okay.
is it?
So well, to answer your first question, my name is Becky, but because I'm so well known in this small town that when people come around me, I might not necessarily want them to know my real name, and so I'll say it's Sarah. And then I'll introduce myself as Sarah, and then later on you'll be like, "Have y'all met Sarah?" And then if they know me, they'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And then they're like, "That's Becky." And so it's kind of funny. So like when I go like out of town and stuff, it'll be like, "It's Sarah," and then I'll tell them my real name, and they'll just be like, "What's wrong with you?" But no, it's really Becky.
Okay. I would just want to make sure because, does anybody call you Wandermore? Wandermore? How is it? Wandermore? Wandermore?
Wandermore.
Wandermore. Okay.
Wander.
Nobody calls you that?
Nobody calls me that. No.
Okay. Well, they probably will soon.
Probably
because
soon.
You branded it.
I did brand it.
And how did you brand it? What is it branded to?
It's branded to everything. No, I'm just kidding. It's my Instagram, my blog, my podcast, the name of like my travel agency. Like I'm a third party, but it's all tied to that, and then my event planning. So it's all part of that now. So it's all in one.
If you're on the screen, you can see it. You can follow on Instagram. I'll put it up one more again. Oh, wait a minute. So you got it. That's what happened when we're live. There's no takes. There's no editing. This is live. So follow her on Instagram. And I hope I got that right.
Yeah, that's it.
Follow on Instagram. Let me just go into a couple announcements before we get back into the interview. For those asking, if you're on YouTube now, you can join the channel today. Starts at 99 cents a month. We have two tiers. The elite tier at 99 cents and the VIP tier is $2.99. You're going to get behind the scenes You'll get members-only Q&As. You'll get member-only videos. You'll get all of that if you join the RIP TV YouTube membership today. Also, coming this spring/summer, the technical details have been confirmed, and it's only going to be for members on YouTube. We present the house. The house is going to be 3 days, 3 single women, 3 single men in one house in Airbnb that we're renting out in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. We're working out the details. It's one of the other houses. We will have 6 cameras throughout the house that will live stream to YouTube for 3 consecutive days, 24 hours a day. Cameras won't be in the bedrooms, won't be in the bathrooms, none of that. It's called The House. We will have information on our Instagram at Ripped Radio. This week and next week on official dates, it's coming. I think we're leaning more towards Fort Lauderdale right now, but we got to do it before hurricane season starts. We got to do it. We got to do it before hurricane season starts. So we'll have more info on that coming soon. So subscribe, membership, get it, and you'll be able to see that. When we did our interview last time, that was so fun.
I was sad it didn't work out.
It didn't work out, but you know what? It looks better now. It sounds better now. We're good. And you have events left and right. Now you also are in, is the voting still available for?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want, is that cool to talk about? Or
Yeah, it's
okay,
cool.
let's talk about your, and you're a contestant for, tell everybody.
Which one are you talking about?
The one that you were the contestant for and people have to go vote?
Oh yeah, for the scholarship money for the Forbes, with Forbes, that one you're talking about? Yeah. So it's for the event planning company, and so if you get to the top 15, then you make it to round 2, and then you go to round 1. And so I made it to the top 20 last time, and so I think today when I checked, I'm the 11th place, so I think it ends the 6th. And then, like you said, you go into it, and so you would get $25,000 to use towards your events, and you'd be in the Forbes newspaper and everything.
And how can they vote for you?
So there is a link on my Facebook, so you'd have to follow me on Facebook and then ask me for it, and then I can share it with you. Okay. Or if you're friends with someone, they can share it. I know a few friends have shared it online and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we'll anything we talk about, if we get Becky's approval, we'll link it here in the video, and you can just click it from the video to her pages or to her Facebook, Instagram, all of that right here. We were talking during the break, and you showed me a flyer.
Oh, yes.
This is your first stand-up comedy?
Yeah, so I did. I think I'm a really funny person, so I apologize if people don't think I'm funny. But I think my life is hilarious. So just my stories, obviously falling down a flight of stairs, holding hands with somebody, telling that to a doctor. So I do have some funny stories. And so for about a year now, I've been saying I wanted to do open mic. And so I went. I love my group. As you know, I have my own Facebook group, and they all came. There was 20 of us in the stand voting, cheering for me. And so I went up there and told my jokes. And then there was another comedian there who does stand up, and I had put a little tease on my page from my first one, and she sent it to somebody. And the gentleman who puts on the show, he asked me, "Are you going to do this full time?" And I said, "I don't know. I think it's fun." And he says, "We think you're pretty funny. We want you to keep coming." So I put up my little joke on my page, and then this gentleman reached out to me, and I'm opening up on February 20th for a big comedian here in Orlando.
Wow. So, hey, and you're opening, right?
I'm one of the opening acts. Yeah. So he just resent me the flyers. So I literally get off a cruise that day, and gonna get off the cruise ship, get ready, and go in. and do that. And so I'm super excited. So I just shared it on my personal page with like my name, and tickets are like $5 to come. But I think he said he used the code WATER when you book it, and it's gonna be fun. And I've just been putting it out there, and I figure if I'm not funny, at least they'll laugh with me or at me, you know.
Well, look,
But,
you got to try something.
yeah.
You got to try it at least once to know if you're good at it or not, or if you like it or not.
Yeah, so they're actually going tomorrow to keep doing the open mic, and so I asked somebody to get all the information on it so I can start practicing at different places and stuff, because obviously I'm going to be talking in front of a lot of people because they're coming to see her, and so it's going to be my first time on a big show. I'm nervous. Like I said, I did it twice now. I know a few jokes that worked, a few jokes that didn't.
I know you told me a couple, but we'll y'all have to hear it. So.
Yeah, it was funny, but so I got to start practicing and getting used to being on that. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. But it was just exciting to see like your first time someone actually thought you were good enough to be on stand up.
So let me ask you. So when you're up there, are you going to practice jokes, or are you just gonna go up there and just here we go?
So the first time I was prepped, like I practiced for a week. I knew the jokes. I knew what to say. And like someone said, when you're talking, it's kind of like a podcast. Like you're just like saying, going with the flow, and then you're trying to find that like punchline. But sometimes you don't even need a punchline because they're laughing at your story or, you know, whatever the case. So it's like you said, talking about the Christian of the year. I talked about that. And then people who know my lifestyle now, like they laugh and they're like, whoa, you're a Christian of the year, right?
Right.
So like they said like, you know, like, so stuff like that. And like I said, like the dating life, just talking about that.
And we're gonna get into that in a minute, but it's the same thing. I've had people do the podcast. Do you have some questions for me? No.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions for you because to me, if I come with a set of questions, it doesn't feel. I've done that before. It doesn't feel right. It's like comedy. Sometimes you have to feel the audience, and when you're doing podcasts, if you have a guest, you have to feel the guest you're with, because maybe your questions suck, and maybe it doesn't fit them. So I know what I'm going to ask, but then I could pivot depending on the conversation. You know.
Yep.
So it's all about, you know, the feeling you get, and it's genuine, because I'd rather get a response that's authentic,
Yep.
than a response that's prepared.
I think that's like exactly what you said. There were some people who, no offense to them, but they were like talking about stuff and you're just like, what are they still talking about? You know, why are they still going? And no one was laughing and you feel bad and you're just like, haha.
Right.
But then other people are. But I think that's also the thing is that like for myself, there was this comedian, she is amazing. We went to her show just a few weeks ago. It was like a big tour. They gave us some free tickets at Funny Bone. And I thought she was so funny, but she was classy funny. I think maybe she swore like 3 or 4 times, but she wasn't, and she talked dirty, but it wasn't like a disgusting dirty. And that's what someone said to me, like, oh, your jokes have to be this and that. And then I was like, that's not what I want to go for. And so it's remembering who you are, but telling the jokes. And so there was this other one who told like a really funny joke about her traveling. And then I was like, that was actually really funny. So I think it's like you said, is if you're likable, you could be really funny.
Yeah, that's what I think. If you're likable, you know what I'm saying, and if you are genuine and you're authentic, that's what people feel. If you go up there and it sounds like you're reading jokes, or just not comedy, just anything, it sounds like you're reading, people are going to tune out. They feel that. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So,
They feel like it's like scripted, and like you said, like I practiced because so that was my first time, like, and it's I remember in college, you know, you had to do those like speak in front of classes, and like I used to have like big, and it probably surprises people, but big anxiety of getting on stage. And I remember like maybe in middle school I had to do a speech, and I got on there and then I like ran off and ran to the bathroom like crying, and I was like, I had to go back and do it. But then as we got older, you know, you had to do all of that, and I understand that. So the first time I got on the stage, you know, that you're like nervous, and then you get up there and you like messed up said a few things, but then you're like, okay, I can do this. And then the second time someone was like, you weren't as funny, but you were more relaxed, you know, like you were in your element. And that's why I said I need to practice, because like you said, it was first time, the lights are in your face, they're all looking at you, and so
Do you have any acting? Have you ever acting experience in movies or anything?
So I was, like I said, on Border Wars. That was I guess back when I was a kid, my sister and I both started doing acting in Scotland, and we were in some like film and stuff. And then I did some nothing major, but then recently I just started doing extras here in Orlando. So I did this famous gentleman's TikTok video. He has this button, and you might have heard about him. You press a button and he starts playing Funky Town music. And so I was in his video, and it's funny because somebody noticed me and sent me, I didn't even know it went live, and he sent me the video, and he's like, oh my God, it's you. And I was like, hi, it is me. And so I'm dancing and singing in his little video. And then I did an extra as a school teacher in a short film just came out about a kid that lived a double life. It's a very interesting storyline. So, yeah, and so I just started doing extras as in the last 6 months, and so.
So, what is okay? So you do events. You have a group. Now tell everybody about your Facebook group.
Yeah.
And what is about it that makes it unique and that people should join it? Do you have to be in Orlando to join? Preferably in Orlando, I'm guessing.
So I don't even think you know this. So I'm excited. So yes, I have the one strictly for Orlando, and it's West Orange Single Social. And you don't have to live in West Orange. In the beginning, we did want it that way, but as it's grown, so there's 1,600 people in it now. So as it's grown, we have expanded it to about an hour. And with that being said, that was where, if you live outside of Orlando, you're probably not going to come to an event in Orlando unless you're visiting. And that's where I came into the problem that we go to these group events, like you said, at the Shark or the comedies, and we're coming to these big groups and we're having fun, and people are like, oh, I'm visiting from Jacksonville. Can I join your group? And I was like, no, sorry, you can't join it. Like, so then someone was like, you need a whole state of Florida group. And so I just launched it. It's called the Sunshine State Club, Singles Club. And so now what's great is that it's going to be the whole Florida, and it will be exciting with the event planning that I do, because then I'll be able to go more mobile and explore different areas and bring them together.
Okay. Well, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
Tell me before you leave. We'll
Yeah, like I said, I just launched it. It was actually funny because you know how Facebook is? Yeah. So, like, I launched it, and it was like a secret. I met with some people I wanted to be moderators. We had a meeting. I told them about it. And then I made the Facebook group. And then, you know, Facebook has this new thing where it invites everybody. So I invited all my married friends, my mom, and I hadn't even announced that I was doing it yet. And so all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't ready to launch it. Like, I didn't even have the logo or anything ready for it. I was just creating it. And I had to, like, take people out of it and stuff. But yeah, like, with my other group, it's not going anywhere. It's staying. Like I said, it's my baby, it's staying. But what makes us so unique is one thing is, like, I just was visiting with a friend today, and like you said, so we have kickball, we have bowling, we have a pool team. We have different angles where it's not just a social club in the aspect of, like, going to the bars. I love going out, but other people wanted other things to do. But another big thing that our group does do is the charity event. So we do, we just bagged 40 bags to the unhomed. We met and made the bags, and then this lady in the group, she goes and delivers them to those in Orlando, and we did 20 baskets for Thanksgiving. We made them, people donated, and then we met with West Orange Chambers, gave them the gift cards, the gift baskets, and then things like, we were going to donate for the fire, but they stopped taking clothes in California. So we took all the donations, and then we just ended up taking them here in Orlando to other facilities that need them. So that's one thing that makes us unique, is that we're always looking at ways to give back to the communities. So,
Gotcha. Now, you do events. So what type of events do you do? And if there's anybody out there watching that wants to hire you or bring you on to help with their event, or to just, do their event, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so my big focus right now is being a wedding coordinator. I did my I did wedding coordinating with Osceola Heritage Park when I worked with them. And then I just did my first wedding last November. And then I just signed my second contract for September with that. So, like, any type of party, you know, birthdays, event planning, like, I can do all of that. And then the other big thing that I'm doing is speed dating. So I started doing it here in where I live, Winter Garden, and then I've been doing it in Claremont. I just met with some people in Orlando, Lakewood, Lake Nona, and then that's where I want to use the other social group to start going. Lakeland, they asked for it, and starting. People want to get off the dating apps, but they don't want to meet someone at a bar necessarily. So that 5 minutes. So that's what I've been doing. So the companies can work with me, the bars, they can reach out to me directly, or I've been reaching out to them, and then I set everything up. I bring them, and then they drink coffee or drinking, depending on the event I pick, and then they get to have 5 minutes with somebody.
I've never done speed dating.
Yeah.
I always wanted to, I just never.
I started doing it when I got single, and then being that I went to event planning for school, I was like, I can do this. And so that's where I started getting that idea. And then it's like kind of crazy. I believe in like full circle. And so my internship was a lock and key party for the entire school. And like I had an event, and now I'm doing it 20 years later.
So speaking of speed dating and dating here. Okay, so I've been down here almost 2 years, as I've said. You've been down here longer. So I'm going to trust your word because you've been here. How would you describe the dating scene in Orlando?
So I have only been single for 2 years, so you have to remember that. I was down here for the majority of my time, but it's a hard... Orlando is hard because where I live, it's very family oriented. So there are single people there, but not as many. So when you're on the dating sites, a lot of them are out people who don't live here, just looking for a good time or fun while they're down here. So you have to say on that, like, I'm not looking for that. I want a relationship. And then I think, like you said, I think it's hard because someone had said, is Orlando really small, or is it just we all run in the same circles? And I never thought of it that way until they said that, and I kind of think that's how it is. It's like, perfect example is Facebook dating. You know, it tells you who you're friends with. Then you can rate that person and be like, what's the juice on this, you know?
What?
Yeah.
You can do that on Facebook dating?
So Facebook dating app tells you who you're friends with. So then you can write them. And so this guy just messaged me on my way over here, and he said, hey, I was talking to this girl. We had you in common, and then she unmatched me. I don't know why. And I was just like, who is it? And he didn't remember her name. But it was just funny because it's like, well, I can't help you if I don't know. But I think that's just it. I think dating is hard. I know for myself in the beginning, I liked to date out of the state of Florida. I was dating people in Ohio. We had this long joke like, are you going to Arkansas? Are you going to Ohio? Where are you going? Who are you seeing? Because I was dating outside of Florida. But that's because I didn't want to be in a relationship, and I still don't want to be in a relationship. So I was dating where I didn't have to worry about that.
Right. Orlando's not small. I've been somewhere that's small.
Yeah.
DC is small.
Okay.
You know everybody up that joint. I'm trying to calm down on my cursing. But you know everybody up that MF, okay? Everybody knows everybody. It's not a secret. I think it is. Down here, it's not big, but it is the last thing you said. It's just a lot of people run in the same circles. And I still don't think I've been down here long enough to get a grip on the dating scene. I don't go out enough to do it. When I came down here, I came just to come. I didn't come, oh yeah, let me see all the single women in Orlando. I didn't come down here for that. I came down here is where I want to go, tax-free. No state tax. That was the number one. Warm until the past 2 weeks ago. Past 2 weeks ago was the first time I turned. My heat was on for a whole week.
It's so funny because people are like, oh, like you're that cold. And I'm like, it literally, my car told me it was snowing. I know it wasn't, but my car said it was snowing.
I woke up one night on my phone, and my phone said, Orlando light snow in 1 hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
So I know this is your show, but I'm going to steal the light for a minute because you have your own group and you don't talk about it enough like someone else said when they were here. But once you get going in that group, what will be harder for you when you do date is everyone's going to know you and you don't have any privacy. So I have been out on dates and I'll get a picture of me and it'll be like, ooh, you're on a date. How's it going? And I'll be like, who saw me? What is that? You know, and then I just start chuckling and the guy's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, oh, and I'm very open about my group because I tell them, if you want to date me, I'm in this group. I'm the face of the group. Like they know who I am. Like you have to be okay with that. And so they're like laughing and they're like, oh, where are they? And so you'll get to that as well, where people will be like, yeah.
I've kept a low profile in the group.
You have right now because it's not, once it grows, I know you don't want to grow it yet, but once people know and then you talk about it more, then people are like, I've been at Disney World and who was I with the other day? I was with somebody and we were just standing there in line, honestly, like just the two of us. And someone was like, hey, Becky. And I was like, hi. And then this other lady walked by. She goes, do you even know her? And I was like, I don't know. And like, how do you write that on your Facebook? Who was it that said hi? Sorry for being rude. But that's the other thing is too, once you grow a group, people think you're being standoffish or it's like you said that they think you're being standoffish or you're not friendly to everybody. But sometimes they try to talk to you when you're starting an event or you're setting up and it's like, give me 5 minutes. I'm setting up or I'm talking to the owner or I'm looking for something. And then it's like after that. And sometimes with the group being so big now, other people plan events and I can just sit back and chill with you and talk. And then people are like, oh, you're so different. And it's like,
it's just, I haven't experienced that yet. I
yeah,
kind of just want to sit back behind the scenes, just let it
yeah.
go. But this was the first ever Facebook group I created that was dedicated to that. My business group, the Rip Radio Network group, we have 11K. But nobody knows who I am in the group, but
right.
That's how I like it. So with this, it's like a little more personal because you have to post, you have to kind of get people to post. I was like, okay, this is a little different. I'm not used to this, and I'm not the type that's going to post every day. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So the fact that I don't want that to happen.
It is fun. I do sometimes joke and feel like a celebrity. But then it also is that time where, like you said, where it's like, okay, I'm just going to hide in my home and not go out this weekend just to get that peace. Like, you know, the non-drama or the non-texting. Like, that was probably the biggest challenge with the groups is that people forget, and I'm sure you get that with yours, is like, we have a life outside of it, and then they're messaging you, approve my post.
Oh,
and
God.
It's like, your post can wait, you know.
Right.
But
But
I do understand that they're excited and stuff. But that's what I like about the group now is that because it does have so many people, it is running itself in the aspect where they're just they just planned a trip to Pigeon Forge. They're going skiing and it's like exciting for them. I couldn't go because I broke my wrist. I couldn't obviously go skiing, but yeah. One-handed, woo, can you imagine? Fall down. But so they're all there, but I loved it because they put the event in there, they handled it all, like I don't have to do anything on my end, and so that's what's been nicer, is like you said, it's allowed me now to focus on my own events, which is what I want to start doing.
Right. And what's the most fun you've had at an event that you created? Like, if there's one event that you could, if they told you, okay, you can only pick one
Oh
event
gosh, one event.
that you can do from now on, you can't do any other ones, which one would you pick?
It would probably be the scavenger hunts. Those are fun. It is hard because I don't get to be doing the events because I'm judging it. And it's like you're cheating because you know all the answers, you know what to bring. And so that part, it probably is my favorite event because you get in these groups, you're running around town, you're being crazy, people are laughing at you. There's two types of people in the world. The one that are supportive and they're like, I'll help you. And then others that are like, oh my God, like, you know, and so that's what's so fun to see. And I had actually like you said, event planning has always been part of my life. And I had planned a road rally back when I lived in Michigan with a bunch of friends. They came from like all different cities to come to it at my house, and they paid for it. And then the same way, the money part of it went back to them and stuff. And we had a blast. And that's when I was like, I want to do more of this stuff. And so I've done them every month for the holidays. And the biggest one I had was at Disney Springs. There was like 40 people that showed up, and it was a lot. So if I had to pick one, it would be that one. Can I pick two?
Go ahead. One more.
The other one would be, I like to do the fun bar crawls. So I just planned a fun one coming up for Friday. But the one I did was the sunglasses crawl, where you do like a roulette. You put the sunglasses in the middle. Everyone brings a new pair, and then you pick it like based on numbers, and you have to wear them around the bars. So we did a bar crawl, and it was so funny. Yeah.
That's
so
unique. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of twos, that's going to get us into the game.
okay.
So we're going to take a quick 60-second break. I'm going to let you woosah for a minute. But before we do that, is there anything else that maybe I forgot that you want to talk about or say to anybody before we go?
I have this cool event I wanted to show that's over there.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let me,
Sorry.
No, you're fine. 1 second. Let me get that. Hold on. This is live.
Yes, I know it's live. It's okay.
Let's talk about that.
I'm excited for this. Voila. So this is over at the point, like you were saying. Can you see it? There we go. Okay. So it's the Cupid Cocktail Crawl, and it's February 14th, and it is being put on by the Point, and they are going to have a red light, green light, yellow light party. So green light means you're ready. Yellow means you're not quite there yet, and then red means you're taken. And tickets just went up to $30, so you can scan it here. But I think as of last week, there was like 400 tickets sold for this, so it's gonna be a big event. And I am hosting the speed dating there, so look for me there. I'll be hosting the speed dating, so I'm super excited for this and just excited to work with the Point. Like you said, I love them. They're amazing, so it's gonna be a fun event.
I'm going to put that link in there too, as well. Do you have a digital copy of it?
You know what? I do. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
send that to
I'll
me.
send that to you.
And we'll link it into the profile as well. But before we get to the game, one more thing. I copied this from a podcaster, but I'm changing it up a little bit.
Okay.
What are three? Thanksgiving is only once a year, but we're thankful all year long. Should be.
Yeah.
What are three things that you are thankful for?
Three things. Way to put me on the spot. No. I'm honestly thankful for the support that I have from my friends and my family. I do have a lot of support, and I'm thankful for my kids. They're my reason for everything. People always tease me and say, you're such a hustler, but I have one income and two beautiful kids to take care of. And then lastly, I'm probably thankful for, the last one's always hard. Three. I feel like I should know this off my head. I guess I'm just thankful for life. Like, I try to live life the fullest, and my motto is live, laugh, and love. So that's what I try to do.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to come back in about a minute and a half to the most, and we're going to play this game. It's called the twos. I'll explain it.
Okay.
You're the first one to play it, so you're going to set the record that has to be beat.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? You're going to set it tonight, so whatever you do.
At least I don't have to sing, right?
You don't have to sing.
No one wants that. You might get no followers.
You don't have to sing, but we're going to explain the rules when we come back. So
Okay.
Don't go anywhere, y'all. We're going to come back. We're going to play the game, and then that'll be it. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, we're back here on True Serum. So, I keep hooking up the headphones and I forget to take them all because if I don't, we'll get feedback. So, all right, we're going to play a game with Becky. Now, Becky is the first person to play this game.
I'm so nervous.
Okay? So she's going to set the record. So the next person, every time I do this, every person's going to play it. So she's going to set the record tonight for the next person to beat or not. All right? The name of the game is 2 words. In 2 words. Here's how it works. You have to describe or answer various prompts only using 2 words. All right? I'm going to give you the prompt or the question. You say only 2 words. Be as creative as you can, but only 2 words.
Okay.
Not 1, not 3, 2. And as many as you can answer in 1 minute, you've set the record, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is bring up the scoreboard. All right? We're going to set the time for 60 seconds. Okay. All right. Remember, I'm going to give you a question or prompt. Only use 2 words, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Scoreboard is ready. And the clock will begin after I ask this question. Favorite movie?
2 words. Fast and
words.
Furious.
Fast and Furious. Okay. All right. Next one. Perfect vacation.
The beach.
You good. Ideal pet.
Oh my gosh. 2 words for a pet. Adorable dog.
Okay, we'll let that go. Okay. In 2 words, most embarrassing moment.
Breaking arm.
Go-to snack.
Favorite snack. It's 1 word, so that's hard. Mint ice cream.
Okay. Dream job.
Not working.
Okay. All right. You good? Okay. So, 6 answers.
Whoop whoop.
Okay. We got to turn the applause on for that. I can hear that on. Good. So, the next person has to beat that score of 6.
I think a minute is a long time. Just
You
so
think
know.
so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because originally it was 2 minutes. I know that's way too.
Maybe? Yeah.
So okay, well we'll debate that, but
You
since,
had time to think.
yeah, okay, well you did good. 6.
Thanks.
6. So that's the score to beat from now on. 6 by Becky. We'll do that with everyone that comes on and do this show. Is there anything else you want to say? All of your social medias and everything before we go.
No, thank you again for letting me be on the show. It's always great. I'm glad this one worked. I know I was so sad when you told me the other one didn't work. And, thanks just again for the support. It's just a fun experience to be part of this. So
Well, I appreciate you coming through. We got some. We're going to talk. We're about to talk in a minute, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if you want to join the channel, you'll see it right there. Join the membership. 99 cents a month starts at, and then the VIP package is $2.99, and you get everything. And that's coming. That's what's available now, and we got some exclusives coming your way. So, for Becky, I'm your boy, the good Trump, the black Trump, Tory, the good one, whatever you know me by. That's who I am. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Serum in your ear. No more lies, no fear. Tory bringing it clear. Good Trump shifting gears. Podcast like this flames. Speaking truth, breaking chains. Welcome to Orlando, man.